going on, guys? Welcome back to LOI TV. Today we are going to be doing an Ireland squad prediction tier list. So we're kind of getting sick of just doing like a normal squad prediction. It's probably a bit better to do it in like a tier list kind of thing. Today I'm joined by Socko, Griff and Tig. The cautiously optimistic gang, you could say, obviously without Liam, but he's yet to make his appearance on cautiously optimistic actually. But how are you keeping on anyway?
Yeah, not too bad, yeah. Great. As well as you can be, I suppose.
That's it. It's actually
such a standard thing.
Actually,
as well as the song, we're all doing the same, you know.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, exactly.
This is
taking over.
Yeah,
same conversation.
Unprecedented times. But same shit. Like, but in fairness, I'm actually feeling a bit better today because we obviously have. I think this is coming out on the Sunday, so it'll be this week. The Ireland squad will be announced. The LOI coming back, so it is starting to get a few bits and pieces just to keep us ticking over, which is exciting. In terms of today's video, the 5 tiers we're going to put players into is the first one's going to be he starts, so a guaranteed starter, we believe. Obviously, it's going to be hard to know, but this is kind of like a mix between what we want and what we think, which is obviously very, very different in terms of what Kenny might do. The second tier then is in the squad, so probably not a starter, but definitely we think will be in the squad. The third tier is on the verge, so there could be a couple of players that 50-50 chance kind of thing. In the fourth tier is an outside shout. There's a couple of people I have in mind for that. I've actually gone back and forth on a load of people today just looking at the list. And then the fifth one is not a hope in hell, Hendrik. So we will jump straight in. We'll go through each position first, even. Sorry. In the goalkeeper area, it's a bit of a concern in terms of injuries, but we'll kind of act as if the injuries, I think they're both going to be back. In terms of Randolph and Kelleher are both going to be able to be in the squad, but it is a concern definitely that they're both kind of out at the moment. But in terms of Randolph, I think we'll probably all agree. Well, maybe we don't, but I think I'd probably go in terms of experience Randolph for the Serbia game.
Yeah, I think he's the only one there who has the international experience for Westwood, but he's not going to start it's got to be Darren Randolph.
There's no one else that you could throw into like a World Cup qualifier though at this rate. There's no real like that experience.
Kelleher got thrown into Champions League games and did just fine.
Premier League games are probably more difficult than
you've made it more physical, haven't you? Like,
no, but I get no.
I'm just saying, I do get
international scene as well. It's like you pull on the fucking nations series and you have
a whole countries on your shoulders. You know what I mean?
I was about to say when you have Van Dijk in front of you, but he absolutely doesn't. He has. Terrible defenders in front of my Liverpool as well. Yeah. Kabak and the boys, but I think Kelleher is definitely in the squad if he is fully fit. We can all agree on that in terms of the second tier. Then we get to the interesting ones. So Kieron Westwood, what do you think that's in terms of which tier would you put him into?
I can't see him making a squad really. Like I don't think he'll change the goalkeepers. I think he'll take Travers.
I think Kenny had the same 3 all the way last year, if I'm not wrong. Randolph, Kelleher, Travers. So I can't see him changing on that.
He's done though, to be fair, Westwood this season. He's came in because the other goalkeeper was injured, I think, for them. So he's done well enough. But I wouldn't see him coming in, to be honest with you.
I think it'll probably be fair to put maybe in the fourth tier, like on outside shout.
Yeah, it's not a hope, but definitely an outside shout.
Yeah, and I think then would you put Travers in terms of would you put him in the squad or on the verge then?
In the squad.
Does he say? I don't know. On the verge, I'd say maybe.
I suppose on the verge because he could be knocked out.
Because he's not playing. I don't think he's playing at the moment. So
it could be knocked out for someone else, but you imagine he's in the squad.
Yeah, like Bazunu could get in there. Like, you know what I mean? He's been doing pretty well for Rochdale. So he's starting every week. He's played like almost every game for them this season. Like, and he's done well. So. I don't know. At the moment, you pick him over Travers. Like, I'd probably pick him over Travers at the moment. But obviously, I'm not Stephen Kenny.
Yeah, well, I don't think he'll call him up to take him away from 21s just to not play him. So if Randolph is fit,
I'd probably lean towards Bazunu being in the 21 setup because I'm not really bringing him up. So I'd probably put Bazunu and not a hope. And I have Kieron O'Hara down as well. I don't think he has a hope either.
I don't think so.
Burton Albion, yeah. The interesting one with Bazunu is that he's playing each week for Rochdale and they're at the bottom of the League One, but like he's doing well for them still. Like, so he's getting plenty of action. Well. Like he's like he is being busy. He's busy. Like it's a poor Rochdale side, but he's having a good season for them. I think Bazunu will stay in the other 21s. And he'll take obviously either Westwood or Travers. Then you'd imagine moving into the defence. Then first up, I think this was probably a no-brainer. He didn't actually. I don't think he's featured for Kenny just yet, but Seamus Coleman.
Is there an injury out there? 'Cause I don't think he played last week. I think he might be carrying a knock or something like that.
Really?
But
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
that's
think
right.
he's-
Ancelotti said he'd be okay. I think Ancelotti said he'd be okay.
but
Yeah,
it-
it was
Only a few
like
days
it's a
ago.
tough. I don't think you can say definite starter really, like because he hasn't played for him yet. But I mean, in my
Yeah.
opinion, I'd want him to start. I mean, Doherty actually is starting to do a bit better now under Mourinho. Like, but when he's playing with Bale there, like he's same time I'd still start Coleman ahead of him. Like,
it all
It's
depends
Michael-
on if we play a back three or like 3 centre backs before or
I think-
two.
so
Yeah.
the best way to do it is just assume we're playing with four. Like,
4-3-3.
play-
He'll
it's
play
gonna change,
4.
yeah.
He'll play 4 in reality.
Yeah,
like.
assume it's a 4-3-3. Yeah.
Assume it's 43. Yeah, I'd probably have Coleman over Doherty, providing there's no injury concerns. Yeah, it was 20 minutes into the Chelsea match the other night, and I was like, hang on, where's Coleman? And then Ancelotti said he picked up a small knock, should be okay for the next game. So fingers crossed.
probably just as aggravated or something. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
fingers crossed. Doherty has been playing better, getting on a few assists with Bale like the last few games under Mourinho. So that might bode well with Kenny, but yeah, I'd have Coleman ahead of him in the right back position.
Callum O'Dowd is kind of a similar player to Gareth Bale as well, so like it might work out well.
Yeah. And in terms of the Serbia game, we expect us to be on the back foot as well. We're not going to be getting as forward as much. Maybe Coleman surely like much better defender than Doherty.
Yeah.
So I think we go Coleman in this starting,
Yeah.
and then Doherty in the squad.
Yeah.
Then as number 2.
Yeah.
Perfect. Then do another right back option, but the only reason he might be kind of an outside shout on the verge is because he can do a job at left back as well.
Yeah.
Griff's favourite player, Cyrus Christie.
I imagine he's going to be in the squad, but I'd put him on the verge just because like you could see him not making it, but you'd imagine he's going to be in the squad.
Just because of his versatility kind of thing, is it?
Yeah, I'd say so. Yeah, he did
Yeah.
play left full a couple of times for us. Like,
Has a bit of experience in international level as well.
I've given Cyrus a hard time down the years, to say the least. Like I just like any time I've seen him play, like he's just been shit for us. Like, but I do think like he probably will get in the squad just based on the experience and like the pure lack that we've got. Like looking at the squad here, like oh my god, lads, like it's not great. Like it's not great, is it? Like so, I'd say on the verge.
I'd say on the verge as well. I think
50-50,
50-50 kind of show.
There's 3 things over the whole lockdown I miss. 1 is my family, 1 is my friends, and number 3 is sitting beside Griff moaning about Christian. It's just if I had a euro for every time I just heard, for fuck's sake, so funny, man.
We all agree on
scapegoat every game. So
yeah, exactly. We all agree on the third tier then on the verge.
yeah, I'd say so.
Yeah.
Grant. Then moving on to one that's probably in between 1 and 2. You imagine Dara O'Shea.
I think he'll start. I think he will because like he's used him before and stuff. I don't know.
Yeah.
I think start Clark though ahead.
I think he'll start.
Clark
Well,
and
we'll get on to those players. I think Clark and Duffy will probably be the 2 though, just because of experience. But I think if I was picking the team,
I would start them too. I think I'd start Duffy and I don't know.
Duffy's just looked such a shadow of himself, hasn't he?
He is going to play though, like
He is going to play, I think, though. Yeah.
I'd be very surprised if he didn't play him.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe with that option of Kieron Clark a bit more experience in there, you might see that he can drop Duffy or something like that, but can't see him doing it really. Like
but O'Shea for me, I think he's in the squad. I don't think I wouldn't feel overly comfortable putting him in. He starts because I'm not too sure. So
yeah, I'd say probably the same.
I'd say the same as well,
I don't think you can guarantee either of the centre backs. Like,
no, you can't. But I think if we're going to pick 2, we go with Duffy and Clark. Would we say that? In terms of starts.
If you're gonna pick 2, I'd say them 2.
Just like between Duffy and Clark, they're quite slow, like and stuff. It's just I don't know. I wouldn't mind having.
I think Clark definitely starts. I think it's between O'Shea and Duffy. That's what I think.
Then go Duffy and Clark. I don't think he'll drop Duffy.
I don't think he'll drop Duffy
either.
I'd say Duffy will get in ahead of either of them just based on the fact he's all. Well, I mean, up until recently, like he's always been solid for us. Like, and I think with all the shit that he's been going through lately, I don't think Kenny will do that to him. Like,
he can't be sentimental with a footballer. I mean, you can play your best team, especially he's such a short turnaround. Like you have to get points straight away.
Another.
I mean, at the end of the day, if we lose a game, because he just keep his confidence. Like I'd much rather see him not be confident than win the game. Like
yeah, true.
Yeah, another option is
You can't be sentimental.
it's not ideal to be changing your centre back pairings, but like you could start Clark versus Serbia because, as Ross said, we would be on the back foot more. I think Clark has that experience and he's a bit more comfortable, like in the air as well. As on the other hand, you could start Darragh Shea against Luxembourg. I think, from what I've seen, is much better with the ball at his feet in transitions, bringing the ball out from defence. But at the same time, it's not ideal to be like swapping your centre back pairings. You want to be dead on certain, like for the campaign. So that was just another thought. I'd be inclined to agree with Tig, but you can see Kenny going with Clark just for that bit of experience.
Kevin Long,
he'll be in the squad, I'd probably say.
I think he'd be in the squad as well. Yeah,
Really?
You'd imagine he'd be in the squad, but I might stick him on the verge. Like, he doesn't play at all. Like,
no, he doesn't. But he's always. I think he always is in the squad, though, doesn't he? He'll always get in.
Yeah, usually is. Yeah,
he's one of those players that doesn't need to be playing every week because he kind of knows what he needs to do when he does get on. Like,
he did play one of the games for us. It was against Wales. Did he play? And he
might have. Yeah.
When we got elbowed in the face.
He got elbowed, came off.
Yeah. So
he's
yeah,
not a bad player.
So. He played pretty well. Yeah.
So I think Kevin Long in the squad for me personally.
I'd say so.
Yeah.
Darragh Lenihan at Blackburn. Decent season behind him, I think.
Yeah, he starts for Blackburn.
Verge.
On the verge, probably. Yeah, Richard Keogh. I think he's with Huddersfield now. He's kind of come back from that awful injury he had in that car crash when he was at Derby. Playing in the Championship. Never let us down, but I think his days are probably behind him in an Ireland jersey.
I think it's not a hope. Like, I can't really see him coming.
I can't see
really
him.
Like.
The only reason he'd be in the squad is because of the Egan. Like, there's a place in the squad for centre half, but I think he's probably not a hope.
I still think they have enough cover just based on, like, you've got Duffy, O'Shea, Long, Lennon, Clark. That's 5, like, do you know.
Yeah.
I don't think he's warranted to get in ahead of any of them. It's based on the fact he may be over Darragh Lenihan, maybe just based on the fact they're both in the Championship.
Yeah.
But I mean, Lenihan's younger, I suppose, and he's like, he's you'd think that Kenny like wants to, like, you know, get a few of his players in now that he'll be picking for future squads, as opposed to, you know, Joe, who's kind of over the hill now, you know. So
Derek Williams, he can play centre half and left back. Obviously went over to LA Galaxy there from Blackburn Rovers. He's probably not a hope, to be honest, isn't he?
Yeah, it's just
Yeah.
I'll be surprised.
Strange move.
He's only 28 as well, so it's kind of a weird one. I suppose maybe it's a few quid and stuff.
He's got American citizenship. He's like half American or something. So I think that was definitely a factor. Like, his parents are American or something. I don't know.
Yeah. Not a hope, though, do you reckon?
No,
I'll see it happening.
And the Stevens, I think that's probably a no-brainer that he starts.
Yeah, has to start, surely.
Someone who made his international debut, I think, of the last phase of fixtures, Ryan Manning. Backup left back, and he's been a left wing back for Swansea recently.
So he's on the verge. I definitely see him getting into the squad, but he's not a cert being into.
No, he's not.
Yeah, what was the last game in the Aviva? Was it Bulgaria? I can't even remember.
Yeah. He wasn't great, wasn't he? I don't think.
It was kind of a makeshift squad. Do you remember? Like, so many changes, and he came in. I didn't think he did too bad.
He had a horror tackle, didn't he? He did a horror challenge with someone. Remember?
The whole team didn't play well, really.
Yeah,
like we were just poor in the whole period.
He was very nervous. It was quite a big game for him. Like, was it his first start?
Yeah, his first game.
I think it was his first start.
Yeah, I didn't think he did too bad. So maybe an outside shout. Back up for Stevens, possibly.
Yeah. Another one that could be back up for Stevens is Greg Cunningham. He's moved to Preston in January. He's played, I think, nearly every game from that left back on loan at Preston since January. So he's like, I think he's another one that could be kind of similar to Ryan Manning in terms of a similar position, maybe just below Manning in the pecking order.
Imagine just below, just because Manning came up last time, like, so
Yeah, Swansea are doing pretty well as well this year, so
yeah, true.
You probably pick Manning over him, but I don't know. Manning's younger as well, so he's got that on him, like, so. Yeah,
you can push into left mid, I think, and stuff like that as well. So Manning on the verge and Greg Cunningham outside shout maybe. Yeah. And then the last defender then is Leo Connor, who I think probably not a hope with Tranmere Rovers. He's made his international debut previously and stuff, but no,
it's the League too. Like, he's only 19 as well, so like,
in
a few years definitely, but I don't think right now. I don't think so.
You're 19, shut your face. Moving into the midfield then. Someone that nearly, for me, is definitely genuinely pushing for a start now, but probably would go in the squad is Josh Cullen.
Yeah, definitely fighting for that starting spot. Like, I think he probably does deserve it. Like, I mean, none of us really would watch Belgian football, so like can't really say that.
I think he's captain
like,
Anderlecht and stuff this season.
Like he's playing every week for a team that usually competes like to get to Europe and stuff like that. So you'd imagine he's definitely in the squad anyway. But whether he starts or not, I think I don't think he will.
Yeah, we'll kind of come back to the kind of people he's competing with in a bit, but I think when I'm looking at it, I think he could be very close.
He definitely probably has earned a spotlight. I mean, there's not many people playing as well as him. Like,
yeah,
from what I've seen anyway.
It's just the fact that like there's not many options at the moment. There's a few decent options in centre mid though. So like I don't know. It's going to be a close one. Like, but based on like even what limited knowledge, like what I've read on Twitter and stuff, like people seem to be like rating him quite highly over in Belgium. So
you feel like the Belgian league is quite like technical and stuff as well. Like he's definitely like competing against good players there. Like there is definitely good players in that league. So yeah, for me, he's definitely. I think we'll put him in the second tier, but he's definitely close enough. Next midfielder, who I think since January has really been top notch. You've talked about it and cautiously optimistic a few times, but Conor Horahan probably has to start, hasn't he?
I think he's got to be a starter. There's no one else in as good form as him, like in an Irish player like this in as good form. So I think he's guaranteed starter. It's just where he plays in the midfield tree, like whether he plays him again a bit deeper or he plays him a bit further forward.
Yeah, I think the Swansea boss did say he was much more suited playing forward, and sure we've seen his form. He's been scoring goals and getting assists like left, right, and centre. So I think we were saying before, since that free kick, I think it was against Georgia, we haven't really seen the best of him. He hasn't really done it for Ireland since then, I don't think. But based on his current form, like playing in that little bit more advanced role, has to start. I think.
I think anyone actually will probably utilise him like that. He'll probably see how well he's playing for Swansea in that role. So hopefully, like if he and to be fair, like he was like under McCarthy for like a lot of his Ireland career. So like you can't really like blame him for not doing entirely well for Ireland when he wasn't playing in a role which he particularly was good at. Do you know what I mean? Like he's more of like a holding midfielder or kind of like a box to box. Like when he's not really, he's clearly like a more attacking player. Like
that's why it's good for him to get out of Villa because he's competing with Grealish for that attacking role. He's competing with Barkley and stuff. Like he's never going to get in. Ty, you might want to talk about this one. James McCarthy, does he start or is he in the squad?
I just have a funny feeling there's going to be something wrong with him again. Like I mean, I think he's injured at the minute. Like and like the chances of him coming back, I don't think are that high. Like and I could see him just not being in the squad, to be honest. Like
not being in the squad.
If he is in the squad, if he's in the squad and he's fit, he's 100% starter. He's one of our best midfielders. Like I really rate him, but I just don't think he's going to be in the squad. Like I think he's going to be injured or something like that. So
we'll go off the basis of that he will be fit for it. So we say he starts.
I think so because especially if you're playing Harron a bit further forward, like. He's definitely got to start in one of the holding roles, like, do you know what I mean?
Next up is Harry Arter, who hasn't played much at Bournemouth this year. So I think he's only played like 13 games, a lot of them off the bench. So he's probably outside shout, maybe.
Outside shout,
yeah.
Like, I don't think he got called up by Kenny at all last year. You have the likes of kind of Jason Knight, Jason Maloney ahead of him. I can't see Arter getting in, to be honest.
Then the one that I don't think any of us particularly want to talk about. I remember I watched him recently in the game. It was West Brom against Newcastle, and I was like, he can't be that bad. Like I'll have a look at him here now, and oh my god, because against opposition that I'd expect him to thrive against, kind of thing as well.
Genuinely, yeah.
Jeff Hendrick, he's in the squad, but God.
Oh no, I think he's going to start.
I think he'll start as well, but I think I don't want to put him in there. I can't put him in there.
Yeah. Yeah, put him in there because he's going to start. Like I'm telling, like if he's fit, and he plays Premier League football. Like he can't, like, but he doesn't get, you don't get rewarded for your good performances. That's what I always say. Like he's playing Hendrick no matter what. Like
he's so bad, man.
I know. Yeah, he's starter football. Like he can't.
It's a funny one.
He can't progress the ball. Like he can't do anything. Like I don't know what he provides. I don't know what he just causes like trouble for us. Like we don't create chances because of him. Like.
He cost Newcastle nothing. He contributes nothing. He is nothing.
Yeah.
Eamon Dunphy on Andre Vernon at Liverpool. That's the same quote.
Could you say that, like, if to get into Ireland teams now and in the past, like a poor Premier League player would get in over a very good Championship player? Is that the way it's been? Would you agree?
Probably, yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's just
there
is a huge step up. Like,
he was good for us like 4 years ago. Like he like
it's pushing 5.
Because you have the likes of McLean's
I'm just saying he was.
He was all right.
At one
Like
stage, I just don't know. Yeah, he was all right. I don't know what's happened to him, to be honest.
Like,
just shy. Like,
I'd be interested to see if, as Tyke said, if he'll reward like his Premier League experience, and not just kind of based on the performances. Because like, if you've watched him recently, like it's kind of a hard watch, much like the whole of that Newcastle team, to be honest. So yeah, it's kind of feels inevitable, but hopefully I definitely have, I don't know, anyone else ahead of him, to be honest.
I don't want to put Hendrick in the first tier. I have to put him in the second one, surely.
We'll say second tier, but in reality, like,
yeah, I know, yeah, it's just so shit. Like, next player, Alan Brown, who always seems to do well for Preston in the Championship, but like he's just like one of those that's just like he kind of just like
he's just
so
in the squad,
uninspiring.
He's going to be there. Like he's going to come with them and all, but like, he's going to actually do anything. Needs to be seen. Like,
I think he's on the verge if we have a fully fit squad.
He's a real, like, it's 0-0 or we're losing 1-0 or something. He just comes off the last 20 minutes and we just still get his ball. Like, just one of them, like, isn't he?
Fresh pair of legs.
He had I think he had 2 or 3 huge chances in that Slovakia game, and obviously ended up missing the penalty. To put us out. I actually thought he was very good. Obviously, apart from the final finish, I thought he was very good in that game, and I've like what I've seen from him in an Ireland shirt. And
he's not a bad player, yeah. He's
not a bad player at all. Like, technically very good on the ball, can find a pass, and not to the likes of other players, but like can find a bit of magic from somewhere. Like he created them chances versus Slovakia very, very well. But he's definitely in the squad, and as Tyke said, he mightn't start, but you bring him on for the last 20. And I think as well in that Slovakia game, it should be said that we were down a few players as well. So if we had a fully fit squad, he mightn't have started versus Slovakia.
An interesting one is Jason Maloney, because I don't think his stock is as high as it was potentially at the start of this season after the spell with Millwall. Obviously, the first half of the season, he didn't really do anything with Brighton. I think he only played once or twice. And then the second half of the season, he's been a little bit in and out of the team at Preston so far. So it hasn't been an ideal start from at Preston. I think the move back to Millwall would have been perfect for him. I think Preston, I heard actually on the Green Machine podcast that we know the lads who do it, and he said Preston is the place where Irish footballers go to die. So Jason Maloney for me in the squad, but I don't think he starts.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't think he'll start.
In the squad, definitely. Like in a game like that, I don't think he'll start him.
In terms of this one, I wasn't sure whether to put him in, as because I'm not sure whether he's going to be part of the midfield three or the front three. He could arguably do both very well. Robbie Brady. He's definitely starting.
I think he starts. Yeah.
Yeah,
it just depends where he plays him. I don't know if you play him on the wing or if you play him kind of in the middle of the midfield, like, you know, like in the 10. Like, just depends on where he tries to fit everyone in. Like,
if he when he's fit, because he's been quite fit this season compared to a couple of his previous campaigns. He's got a decent bit of football in, I think, and he's probably our best player.
Talent wise, he probably is.
Talent wise, he probably is. Yeah.
But set pieces, everything like that.
Set pieces.
I know it's Harrow in there, but like
corners and stuff.
A player who comes off the bench for Burnley is our best player at the moment.
Yeah, I think he starts at Burnley when he's fully fit. I think, like, sure, over like Goodmanson or something. Like, sure, you'd like to think it's about managing them though, isn't it? Like, in terms of, is the Luxembourg game a quick turnover from the Serbia game? So maybe do you bring him off the bench against Serbia and then start him against Luxembourg? Obviously, more likely to beat Luxembourg.
It's a Wednesday and then a Saturday. Yeah.
So 2 games. He's not going to do 290 minutes in that space of time, I don't think. So you
he's
want
so
to get
prone. He's so prone to injury as well. I think he's a hamstring trouble like he always seems to have. Is it? So definitely about managing him. But yeah, definitely agree. He's one of them only players we have with like that bit of magic about them, like to create something. Set pieces as well. He's huge.
Aaron McAnuff. what's his think on that one? Obviously, he kind of got into the squad last time, because of all the dropouts. So he's probably an outside shout. You wouldn't.
I'd say
really
outside
not a
shout.
hope.
The only chance I'm getting in is all the injuries again, or if the COVID cases shoot up, like when we get 5 or 6, like an outbreak or something like that. But yeah, it looks like an outside shout / not a hope.
Yeah, for sure. Next one for me, probably in the squad, but definitely, I don't know. Jason Knight, is he banging on the door of a start?
He did start, I think,
he's in the squad anyway, no doubt.
100%.
He did start once or twice last year under Kenny, but Rooney's been full of praise for him like the last few months at Derby. I think he made him captain in a game as well, didn't he?
Yeah, pure.
Yeah. So on the verge between starting and definitely in the squad, I'd say, but on the verge of starting, probably pushing Maloney for a start as well.
Jason Knight in the squad then.
Yeah, definitely.
Alan Judge probably towards outside shout, maybe not a hope. Ipswich Town, 3 goals, 2 assists this season. He's done well recently, I think. Probably not a hope, is it?
Go outside, maybe.
Yeah, between 4 or 5, yeah.
He's another one of them that just comes on for the last 20 minutes or something. Like,
yeah.
Alan Brown type player. Alan kind of player, like.
Yeah, Alan's. So we'll go outside shout, 42. And then someone, I'm willing to die on this hill, but Wes Hoolahan, 4 goals, 6 assists at Cambridge, 39 years of age.
Listen, there's not a hope.
There's not a hope.
Not a hope.
I feel like out of respect, we should put him in outside shout. Out of respect.
Yeah.
No, out of respect, start. Because you should have started more games.
Yeah.
Outside shout. He was very nice to me when I met him in a pub in at Crow Park. So outside shout. Yeah, one of bad words said about him on this channel.
Yeah. Moving to the front 3. Daryl Horgan, who has 0 goals and 2 assists for Wickham this season. In fairness, it's a poor Wickham side. They don't score many goals, so you have to take that into account. I feel
I think he's definitely in the squad.
It's his job.
That's his job. That's his job, Ross.
I think he's definitely in the squad, given the job he did for us.
In the squad, do you reckon?
Definitely.
Yeah. Just because
he played well for us.
He played a good bit for us last time. Like I think, like that kind of will stand for him. Do you know what I mean?
I would have gone. I would have
maybe
gone
on the verge,
but
maybe.
I
think so. Anyway,
yeah, perfect. Yeah.
I was very, very impressed with the performances back end of last season. He won 2 really good chances against England when they were few and far between. So I really like him, and definitely in the squad.
Yeah, and he's competing with a lot of League One players as well. That kind of leads into the next couple of players we're going to talk about. But this one's interesting as well because Ronan Curtis and Marcus Harness both play for Portsmouth. Ronan Curtis has 6 goals and 4 assists, obviously 10 goal contributions. Marcus Harness, 5 goals, 7 assists, so 12 goal contributions. Does that put Marcus Harness ahead of Ronan Curtis? Obviously, Marcus Harness, I think, only got his FIFA papers and stuff through. I think he sat on the bench, I think, in that Bulgaria game.
In November,
yeah. So is he ahead of Ronan Curtis in the pecking order? Or I feel like Ronan Curtis has that kind of like former League of Ireland thing going for him a little bit as well. He's been in the squad previously and stuff, but they're both probably in the same tier, you'd imagine.
They're I'd both say they're both. They could both get into the squad, to be honest with you. Like,
they could both also be left out, you know. That's what I think.
Put up good numbers, though, to be fair. So I think Curtis didn't play well for us when he came on, or when he was playing.
No, he didn't.
He skied that chance. Do you remember?
Jason Knight played that through to him as well. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So like, I don't know. That might be.
They're both between 3 and 4 kind of thing, isn't it? I feel like Ronan Curtis is probably 3, 50-50 shout. I feel like Marcus Harness is probably below him just because of maybe the League of Ireland thing going for him. Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, I probably agree.
Someone who I would, and I'm not even joking here, I'd 100% put in the squad. He missed the first half of the season through injury, and in the second half of the season, he already has 11 assists. It's Aidan McGeady, and for me, he's in the squad. I'd have him in there over Daryl Horgan in terms of an impact sub off the bench. Aidan McGeady's a better player than him. He can make something happen out of nothing. For me, he's in the squad, but it's up for debate. Like, I'm willing to be challenged on it, but for me, he's in the squad.
I mean, is this a case of? I probably wouldn't. I'd imagine he's not going to be there, but I would have him there. Like, I'd happily have him there on the bench. I mean, McGeady's end product has always been bad for us. Like, I mean, and I know he's getting assists now, but like that was like he used to beat like 2 or 3 players, like, and just put in the worst cross you've ever seen. Like, for us. Like, how many times you used to watch it? Like he had a few magic moments for us, but like by all means, he was not great. Like,
yeah, I know, yeah, but I feel like he
I
is.
mean, like,
probably...
I do think though he has had a few moments for us down the years, and like he's still like an experienced player. And like to be fair, he missed in the first half season through injury. He's still got 11 assists. Like, I mean, I put him ahead of the squads. Like some of the
4 in
names
one
here,
game.
like I definitely put him ahead. He's an experienced international as well, like having a good character in the dressing room. Like, so I'd probably put him in, to be honest.
He has a trick in him, like coming on late, last 10-20 minutes. He'll beat a fullback. And you just never know a ball into the box. You just don't know. So for me, he's in the squad.
We're going to need it when
but do you think he's on the verge, or is he
it
on the
more
squad?
fair? I think it's probably more fair to put him in the on the verge, Joe.
Yeah,
I think
you can't say he's definitely going to get in the squad.
No, definitely, yeah.
I definitely put him on last 10 minutes when it's 0-0 versus Luxembourg. A bit of magic.
We'll put him on the verge. That's probably the fairest. Next up, we have Olamide Shodipo. He's been on loan at, I think it's Oxford from QPR. The talk of QPR actually recalling him from Oxford because he was having a great season in League One. He scored 8 goals from right wing, which is a good return. Hopefully get to double figures. Probably outside shout is the fairest one. I don't think he'll get in though. 23 years of age as well.
Yeah, I'd say go outside shout. Like, definitely, if there's a few injuries, you might see him getting called up or something.
Same time, hopefully there's not a load of COVID cases or injuries. Like the next 2 weeks is, what are we, 2 weeks away ish from the first game. It would be really crucial to see how things go. But you can only see him getting in there if there's a raft of dropouts.
Did we even address why Griff left?
we said Hendrick would start and Griff didn't have any more. Like, he just wanted to leave.
Yeah, Jeff Hendrick starting and Griff had enough. He had to go. Yeah, next up, Callum O'Dowda, 0 goals, 1 assist this season. I think he's had an injury. He's been in and out of the team as well. But I think he's a good player, but I don't think he's guaranteed to get into the squad at all by any means.
No, I don't rate him that highly. Like, he's okay. Like, I mean, there's other players there that are doing more to deserve their spot. Like, so I'd say maybe
Sokko's compared him to Hazard in the past. He's a big fan, but
I'd say maybe on the verge at being generous. Like,
yeah.
Some of the players that are in there, like, he's probably more of an outside shout. Like,
it's kind of a 50-50, isn't it?
But like, if his name was there, like, I just wouldn't be surprised. I mean, when the squad comes out, if he was there, but so maybe on the verge.
I think Kenny likes him as well. I feel like I remember Kenny having good words for him. Didn't he? I think.
Yeah, he does. I think. Was it? I can't remember. Was it
COVID
or an injury?
It was his first games he started, like, didn't he?
Yeah, he did start a few games. I think did he get injured?
His first friendly, I'm pretty sure he started.
Yeah.
Yeah, he had a bad injury at the start of the season.
Yeah, Kenny does like him. So same as Tide, like there's other players who have done way more to deserve a place in the squad. But if you saw his name on the team sheet, like, you wouldn't bat an eyelid.
We'll probably go on to third tier then on the verge. It's like a 50-50 show kind of thing.
3 and 4.
Next up, James Collins, 7 goals for Luton Town this season. He's probably in the squad, isn't he?
Probably. I mean, just like in terms of out now number 9s, like, it's him and probably 2 other options. Like, so you'd imagine he's going to be in there. Like,
Shane Long scored 2 goals since joining Bournemouth, isn't it? I think from Southampton. He's an interesting one because he hasn't been involved in Kenny's squads at all, I don't think, yet, which is weird because he definitely should have been, you'd imagine, especially with dropouts and stuff.
Yeah, for me, he's got to be in the squad. Like, if it was me, I'd probably consider starting him. Sure, he's not going to get left out of the squad now. He's actually made a move and he's playing games again. Like, you'd imagine he's in there.
I think he's definitely in the squad for me, 100%.
Yeah, I mean, I consider starting him, like, depending on who we have available. Like,
I think it's clear he is in decent form for Bournemouth, and he still does seem to have the legs left. Like, especially if we're playing a bit of a high press again, not necessarily against Serbia, but against Luxembourg. You'd want someone like him, or like the pace of Connolly, the pace of Ida in there. Yeah, and the experience as well. Experience in the dressing room. You'd like to think he'd be selected in the squad.
Adam Ida, I think, is another one for in the squad because Kenny is a huge fan.
Definitely.
He's been injured this season. Norwich are flying high top of the championship. I think Pukki's scoring for fun. So it's going to be tough for him to get back into the team. I think he's scored since he's came back, though, hasn't he, off the bench. I think he'll definitely be in the squad. I don't think he'll start.
I could
see him starting
against Serbia. He definitely could. Like, considering what we have available, like, I presumably you'd want to have someone up there that can hold the ball, is a bit like stronger, like, because you've got like the likes of Connolly or something, but he can't play up there on his own like in a game
It's
like
a
that.
big. It's such a question mark surrounding the name we all want to be there that we'll get on to later on. But I think I think he's in the squad because of the lack of first team football this season as well.
You definitely can't guarantee he's going to start. Like I can say that he's definitely going to start. But so
I think
it's fair.
Kenny really likes him. Might play him versus Luxembourg when he'll possibly get a lot more service on the ball. I felt a little bit sorry for him last year. Didn't get any service at all, and he was dropping much deeper to just try get involved in the play. Definitely in the squad, but could start.
Connor Salmon.
I think Clinton Morrison will still do a job. Clinton Morrison has to start.
James McLean was an injury concern. I think we kind of ruled him out initially, but then I think wasn't there something?
He put up an Instagram saying, "Oh my God, can't wait to join up with you, the lads later," or something like that. So it would look pretty funny if he didn't make the squad now. Like, can't wait to join up the lads doesn't make the squad. Like,
I don't know if the to interrupt you, the COVID thing. Like in the past, if a senior squad member was injured, they definitely travel with the squad and have the crack and all the rest. But I'm not sure if that is a thing, if it's allowed with COVID at the moment. So if McLean did put up that Instagram and he wasn't involved in some way, it'd be a bit awkward, I suppose. Yeah. So the only option really in my mind is that he expects himself to be fit in 2 weeks.
Yeah, so I think if he's fit in the squad, but at the minute it's looking like he might not be.
Yeah, I think we'll put him. We'll go put him in the squad. I think because we'd all like to see him there. Like Sean McGuire, 3 goals, 2 assists this season, been pretty poor. Like for Preston, I'll probably go outside shout.
It's pretty fair enough, yeah.
Especially considering Scott Hogan has doubled the amount of goals as him this season with 6 goals in the Championship. He's probably another outside shout as well.
Yeah, you'd imagine so. Yeah.
So the 2 of them maybe. Yeah, maybe the both of them are on the verge, and then maybe. Yeah, it's hard to know. I'd say
what's our fourth category looking like? It's probably not that high, is it? Outside shout. Is it how many people are in it?
Yeah, probably not that many. The next 2 for me, Aaron Connolly and Callum Robinson, both start. If we're playing a 4-3-3, they're both starting the wings. Like probably.
Yeah, it was so unfortunate. I think Robinson. Sorry, go on, Ty.
No, I'm saying, do you think that's definitely? I think they'll both start because they keep Brady there as well. Like he's probably playing as many minutes as Robinson is. And Brady used to play left full, like he can come back a bit. So I don't know. Connolly definitely starts for me. I think Connolly
maybe Robinson in the squad then, and Connolly, because it's a good shout about Brady actually being on the right, and because Robinson's been playing for the West Brom under-23s like recently. So
I'm more likely to see Brady start out Robinson, but
on the right hand side. Yeah,
I don't know. Yeah.
So maybe Connolly, he definitely starts, and then Robinson in the second tier, definitely in the squad. Like you definitely have him in the squad.
Yeah, I'd agree.
I mean, he's probably on the 50-50, like in between the two. Like he definitely could start. But I don't think it's as definite as Connolly is.
I think Connolly and Robinson did start in them winger roles once, definitely, if not twice, for Kenny. And obviously Robinson was that first COVID case, I think. So that was awful unlucky. You could so easily pick Brady ahead of Robinson there.
I think Luxembourg would definitely start Connolly and Robinson. Like they probably you could even play one of them
Brady in the 10 then or something. Like, I don't know. Yeah, true.
I mean, it just depends if Hendrick's playing. Like, I mean, if Hendrick's playing, then Brady's going to be on the wing. Like, probably would have.
Yeah.
If he doesn't play, then Hendrick could play in the 10. Or sorry, Brady can play in the 10. Then the 2 lads on the wing, and then you could put like someone to hold it up top.
Someone who's not a hope for me actually is Michael Obafemi. I think he's meant to move on to Swansea, and he got injured. And I'm not sure.
I don't know. He might still be injured. Yeah, I don't think there's a hope of him making the squad. Like, really.
Not a hope. Yeah. Troy Parrott.
Outside show.
Outside show, yeah.
Outside show, yeah. He hasn't been great this season already in the two loans he's had. He hasn't scored for Ipswich yet. He's been okay for Ipswich. He's worked hard, I think, and I think they've been kind of raving about him a little bit in terms of like a coach has come out and said he's doing very well. He's working really hard. He just needs a goal to get going. I think Paul Cook there could work wonders with him, or it could work against him, because I know as a Wigan fan, I know how Paul Cook works, and he likes to get a starting 11 down, and he keeps it every week. Even if they're losing, he sticks with it. If Troy Parrott is in that 11 for Ipswich each week, it's kind of a good sign. But it's probably, I think it's nearly too late now with the squad being announced this week.
I'd say outside shout. Like, I mean, a few injuries, you could say maybe getting a call up, but as it stands, no, he's not in the squad.
I just have Paul Cook said it was really interesting during the week. He spoke to a website about Troy Parrott. I thought Troy works ever so hard, but a lot of his work at times is misguided and done in the wrong areas of the pitch. We're mindful of the fact that Troy is still only 18. He's a young lad playing a lot of games, but he's a great player that performs well and plays well. So definitely Paul Cook's a big fan of him. Really interesting to see there that he's been doing his work in the wrong areas of the pitch, where could be a possibility that like under Mourinho he didn't get too much time. Like, I don't mean time with the pitch, just advice or guidance by Mourinho. If Mourinho is more concerned with like the Sons and the Kanes and the Bales.
He's kind of like Mourinho's always a short term job. Like, he's there for 3 years.
Yeah.
Like Pochettino, he was thinking, I'm going to be here for the next 5 or 6. Like, because Mourinho knows he's going to be gone at 2.
Yeah, and I know
just doesn't care about the 18-year-olds that aren't going to play.
I know
for
myself
him.
as a Chelsea fan, like he couldn't care less about. Sure, he let Salah and De Bruyne and likes go at Chelsea. He's not interested in young players at all, really, to be honest. So it was really nice what Paul Cook said there. With the squad next week, too tight and unfortunate timing. But hopefully he's a decent season and he'll be if not in the squad, kind of hopefully starting come September.
Yeah, it's interesting what you're saying about Paul Cook there, kind of the misguided thing, because he's playing left wing for Millwall, so that probably messed him up a little bit in terms of where he wants to be on the pitch. And so I don't think that is helpful for him as well. I think being under 21s as well for a little bit of time might do him the world of good, get a few goals, get his confidence back. I think that could do him the world of good, to be honest. He's still 18 years of age, or
you forget how
19
young
years old, but
crazy
so much pressure on his shoulders. I think it could do him the world of good to go back down just to the level. I think it's probably pushed a little bit too quickly just because of our lack of goals. We want to find this Robbie Keane type figure. So yeah, I think pushing back down to under 21s. I don't think I think outside shout is probably fair. Yeah. Next up, we have Anthony Scully, probably operates on the right wing. He's scored 6 goals, got 2 assists for Lincoln, who are going for promotion this season in League One. So he's had a decent year, but he's probably going to be. I'm not sure if he's too old to still be in the 21 setup, but he's probably an outside shout, given we have Robinson, we have Brady, we have Horgan and stuff. We're probably ahead of him still. Probably an outside shout.
He's more of a winger, is he? Is he?
Yeah.
I think anything be a bit too generous, like.
Yeah, probably. And it's probably just. I think Graham Burke is not a hope. I was going to say outside shout, but I think it's not a hope.
If the season was underway, or something, you might say but no, you can't really say he's going to be in there, like.
It's unfortunate timing, isn't it? Yeah, as well. But yeah, and as well as that, like, he'd probably only get in if there was COVID cases and if there was injuries and stuff. And it might be the same.
I'd go not a hope just because he's not playing. Yeah, like they were playing at the time and stuff. Do you know what I mean? So it's like you could make the argument for them, but like they're off season and stuff like that. So
it's not a hope with Graham Burke. Is it not a hope with Michael Duffy then for the same reasons?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I mean, I'd say Michael Duffy would be more likely than Graham Burke for some reason. I don't know.
Yeah,
but,
just because of Kenny worked on previously and stuff.
Yeah, and he just declared like he changed Ireland for a reason. But like, I mean, after these games, you don't play again until September. Like, so it's gonna be tough. Like, I'd say they're more likely to get into that squad.
Yeah, it's crazy. Obviously, because the Euros has moved. Like, usually there'd be a few qualifiers in June, I think. So it's a really long
for games and then whole summer break.
A really long layoff. But yeah, similar to Parrott, hopefully. Duffy can have a really good season and hopefully be in and around there in September.
Yeah. Then an interesting one, I'd probably put him an outside shout, is Jamie Mcgrath. He's worked with Stephen Kenny at Dundalk previously. Scored 10 goals and got 2 assists in all competitions at St Mirren. He stood out in games against the likes of Rangers and Celtic. Realistically, probably doesn't get into the squad, but I think he's potentially an outside shout.
Another one, you could just call up, like, if there's a couple of injuries or something like that.
Yeah.
Whether he's ever going to, like, get him any minutes, like, it's probably
maybe
really
it's not
unlikely,
a hope. Maybe I'm being kind,
No, I'd say maybe he's an outside shout. You know, like, would you imagine the likes of Parrott and stuff would get called up before him, just because he'd be never forward and stuff like that? But you never know.
Yeah, true. Then the final player on the list, we've got through a lot of players. It's over 40 players we've got through here, and this one is one I think we all have it in our prayers every night before we go to bed, that this man is going to be in the squad on Thursday. It's Thursday, I think, isn't it? That it will be announced, and we're all praying that David McGoldrick will be in the squad. Six Premier League goals this season, which is good for the team that is rooted to the bottom of the table.
And it's important who he scores against. I find it's quite important as well. He usually gets goals against the bigger teams and stuff like that. Like so,
scored against Chelsea there before Christmas time. Played great as well. It's a funny one. You'd feel that he would have made an announcement by now. If not, he'll be just named in the squad as a surprise, I suppose. Like, there's no way something's not going on behind the scenes if he didn't take down the post. His profile picture is still him in the Ireland jersey, and FAI Ireland is still in his bio. Like,
I think he took the FA Ireland out of his bio, which is the one thing he did. I
he? Oh, I didn't see that.
I think he did one thing, yeah. So he's like teasing people, but like...
Listen, if we're going on the basis that he is going to be in the squad, he starts. Like, but otherwise,
every day of the week.
Otherwise, it's not a hope, like, isn't it? Really?
Yeah,
like,
I wouldn't put him anywhere else on this list. If they include him on the tier list, he goes in the starting position. Like,
yeah, fair.
Do you think Sheffield's form has influenced that decision? Like, he stepped back to focus on his club form, and he might have said now,
hasn't done too well. Hasn't done much form.
Fuck, we're going to get relegated. Like, I might as well. Give it one last crack. Like,
if he felt like he had another year, because I don't know Premier League team's going to really sign him. I don't think at the age he's at. I think if he probably had another Premier League season in him with Sheffield, he might have just left international football. But the fact that they're going down, he probably it's hard to know. Because
I wonder, does he actually know how much we want him back though? Like, because I remember was it when he was announced his retirement? He was like, he wasn't even going to announce it. Like, he was just kind of not get called up. But Kenny was like, no, announce it or whatever. Like,
yeah. He's desperate.
Maybe he kind of like, oh Jesus, like, did they actually love me? Like, because when he retired, like, everyone was so sad. Like,
because I feel like
I know he didn't get all the goals, but the way he held up the ball and all was actually unbelievable. And you watch him do it, like, even the goal he got at the weekend, I can't remember who it was against, but he picked up the ball in midfield and then
he's creative.
sprayed a pass out in the wing and then came all the way into the box and scored. Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, he's really creative. He drops deep, he gets the ball, and he makes things happen. It's an argument for him playing as a 10 there before. I think, remember, wasn't there? So like, he's a really, really good player.
Look at the team he's playing in. Like, you know what I mean? He's still scoring goals. Like, that they're dire. Like, they're definitely championship quality. Like,
but yeah, that's the I think it's 40 plus players we've looked at. So if you disagree with any of the players you put in any of the tiers, let us know down in the comments below. We'll get on to you in the comments below, reply to them and stuff. But we're so excited for this international break to start and for the League of Ireland to kick on as well. It's really, really exciting. And just because it's been kind of crap the last few months, it's good to have something to kind of look forward to now at this stage, really.
Exactly.
But yeah, Sock Up Tyke and Griff previously. Cheers for coming on tonight. Enjoyed it.
Pleasure.
Cheers.
Happy out. If you did enjoy the video, drop a like on it down below. If you can hit what we set the target at 50, maybe 50 likes. That'd be greatly appreciated.
Easy.
We'll hit 50. And if you can subscribe as well, we're on the road to 3K. It's greatly appreciated. Nice one. Thanks for watching. Catch you in a bit.